everyone. So today we're going to be interviewing Grace Kelly. I'm just going to wait a moment for her to join the live. So just get settled and wait for the show to begin. Yep, really excited. Hi, Grace. Let me just invite Grace to join this live. Hi, Grace.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi. I'm so excited to talk to you today. Let me just introduce the show really quickly.
Cool.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Trista. I'm a college tenor saxophonist studying in New York, and I'm here with Playbook today, and we're going to be talking with the amazing Grace Kelly. Looks like she's on her way to her show right now.
Yeah.
Grace is a singer, saxophonist, songwriter, composer, and band leader, and she has rocked the jazz world with sold-out concerts across the world. She has 13 acclaimed albums, has performed at the Hollywood Bowl, the Killin Newport Jazz Fest, and has recently won the John Lennon performing in New York. So glad that you made time to talk with us today before her awesome show, which the Playbook team is really excited to come see and support. Thank you so much for being here, Grace. She always makes time to educate the next generation as co-founder of the Saxy School and with the Playbook jazz community. So make sure you check out her upcoming shows Thursday, September 30th tonight at Chelsea Table in New York City. What's up, Grace?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We're so happy to have you here. I'm a big fan, and so is the whole community. So really excited. What are you listening to these days?
Right now, listening to you. No, I'm just kidding.
Girl,
What am I listening? Well, I was like totally digging on Kenny Garrett's People Time earlier today. I was actually listening to his recorded version and then watching all his YouTube videos, like all the different iterations of his live versions. And it's so awesome. And there's like a version where they kind of make it more into a house beat and he's playing the melody and then he's just hyping up the crowd. And then he brings his saxophone and he's playing. And yeah, so that was probably the most recent thing.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. That interaction sounds like what a lot of your fun shows are. We're super excited.
Yeah, we definitely love to bring that element to the show.
Yeah, which is really great. It's really fun. So who were some of your most impactful mentors growing up?
Well, I have always been a huge fan of the great late Lee Conant's and of Lenny Tristano's music. Lee Conant's work with Warren Marsh and that the approach, the vocabulary that they created for the saxophone and within jazz. And later I got to meet Lee. He became a close mentor, friend. We recorded together, we toured together. Very pinch me moments. And same for the great late Phil Woods. I'd known of Phil's solo work, his work with Quincy Jones, his work with just so many of the jazz greats. And he was also a mentor. And we made a record together and we toured together. And I learned a lot from him. And same with the late, great Frank Morgan, who a lot of people don't know his name as well, but he's one of my favorite saxophonists on this planet. Beautiful sound, and he knew how to tell a story.
Yeah.
With his ballads. Yeah.
Last one you said?
Frank Morgan.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check him out. I actually haven't heard of him, but I'm definitely very familiar with Lee Conant. So I'm a big fan as well. So it's really interesting to hear that he's one of your biggest influences as well, because I really enjoy your
Yeah.
comes from. So how and why did you start playing saxophone? Why was it your choice?
Saxophone to me reminds me of the human voice, and I just always felt this very compelling, like this feeling of somebody was singing to me. When I heard Stan Getz playing the saxophone on these great recordings, Like the Girl from Ipanema was on repeat in our household when I was a little girl. And I just told myself, like, I want to learn that instrument one day. I feel a real affinity for it. And I
Yeah.
still think it's one of those instruments that's very close to like expressing like the human voice.
Yeah. What
Can you say that again?
What age did you start?
I started sax at age 10, but I was
Okay.
actually playing clarinet before that in middle school.
Oh.
And before that, I started on classical piano at age 6.
Wow. So you're
Yeah.
doubling. Started before you even knew.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's all music, right? Like, and I was singing before I was even playing piano. But sometimes the key is just finding that instrument that you feel is your voice. So I think I was searching for that, and it wasn't until the saxophone came into my hands that I was like, oh, okay, this definitely feels right.
Yeah, definitely. So what mantra do you have when you feel low?
What mantra do I have when I...
Yeah, in terms of playing, touring, gigging, when it gets tough, well, what do you think?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I think something that's important is just to remember that I think of music as this very healing thing. Like live performance is where people come together and they can really be in touch with their emotions. You know, last night at the show, people were crying, they were dancing, we were
Oh,
laughing together. And so I think that feeling and the message goes way beyond just like me and my sax and the notes.
mm-hmm.
And I remember like, this is for the people. This is for all of us to come together. And that really keeps me going.
Definitely. That makes a lot of sense. For that keeps you going on tour for so long and on the road right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another question we have for you is you have such a distinct presence in the jazz community. I love your image so much. It's so inspiring, especially as a woman in jazz. It's really great to see you and all the things you're doing. So is there anything that inspired you to do that presence?
Can you say the question one more time? Sorry, I'm like in a little
Yeah, I'm
spotty
sorry if the
reception.
mic's not close enough.
No
Is there
worries.
anything that inspired your image and presence in the jazz community?
Well, thank you for your words. I appreciate hearing that from you, and I love seeing the ladies rock the sax.
Woo.
You know, I didn't have a lot of female role models growing up. I think I was so captivated with the instrument itself that I just was like, I want to play it. My parents never told me, you know, any instrument was for a girl or a boy. It was just whatever you want to play. But I think that, you know, it's a very powerful instrument. And a lot of what I play and can channel through the saxophone is things that I really feel deeply inside, but don't really feel as comfortable expressing just as like me, Grace. So I think that the instrument, and I really, for any young ladies watching out there, or anybody, right, trying to get in touch with your instrument, knowing that it's a safe place to channel, to express yourself, is a great place to experiment. And your image and everything that comes, it comes from that place, that genuine spot. And so that will always kind of tell you where to go. And I trust that. I follow that.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely really encouraging and helpful to hear, especially at this point in my music career in college. So I'll definitely think about that. So thanks for sharing.
Love that.
So what would you recommend for someone studying jazz and saxophone in college right now?
I would recommend that you diversify what you listen to and what you're studying. Jazz is a great language, and it is like learning jazz music, and the theory is so powerful, and will, you know, I recommend everybody study that. But I think in my college education, there wasn't as much of a emphasis on learning other styles of music, whether it's pop music, rock and roll, like singer-songwriter, bluegrass. And in order to be a really great musician and a well-rounded musician, it takes learning repertoire from a lot of different genres, checking out, you know, it could be jazz shows, it could be Broadway plays, it could be movies, and kind of not putting the blinders on oneself to think this is jazz, this is not jazz, because you never know where your inspiration will come from, and you just want to take it all in. So really open up your your brain and mind to listen to all sorts of music.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Some more education-based questions. How would you approach improv with students that are just beginning?
Great question. I mean, with my students, I like to remind them that improv, even when you're just beginning, is about expressing yourself, right? So even if you take one note, you can put your swagger in that one note. And instead of worrying so much about the theory and everything behind that, really connecting to opening up your ears, you know, having someone play chords behind you, playing by ear, and just jamming out to your favorite records, not worrying about, am I doing this right? My first teacher made improv so fun. And like before I knew the skills, he was like, just improvise, just use your ear, go for it. So that would be my first piece of advice for anyone who's new to improvising. Just like put on the records, jam out, have fun, worry about the scales and all that, like later as you're in the process of digging into, you know, music theory.
Yeah, that's awesome. That definitely resonates a lot with the playbook, because that's basically what we're playing the tracks, and we're having fun with it, especially in our groove part of our package, our program.
Yeah, love that.
So why do you think programs like Playbook and Saxy School are so important?
Well, you know, I think that we're in this beautiful age where the internet can deliver a lot of information, and we can connect with some of our favorite players and study with people that, you know, we look up to, and kind of get their experience, their knowledge about music and about touring and life. And so I think we should all use that to our advantage to be able to connect online. I love teaching my students online. There's a lot of students I have all around the globe that I probably would never get to meet in person because I don't tour to their cities and they aren't in my cities. But we're able to connect online. And it's a beautiful thing about getting to mentor the next generation. And I feel really fortunate in my life that I had such incredible mentors who really helped shape me into the musician that I am today. And my hope is to be able to spread some of that, their knowledge and my knowledge to my students, you know, and watch them flower and grow and keep learning. And I learned so much from them, you know. So it's really a beautiful exchange.
Definitely. I really appreciate the benefits of being an educator. I'm also a music education student as well, and I really agree with that it's really great to watch them blossom and flower and just become what they are. I mean, as I'm still developing too. My last question would be, what stands out to you the most about Playbook?
I love how you guys are bringing together community. You know, that is like super, super important. And just for everybody to know who's studying music out there, you're not alone. This does not have to be a solo track. And if anything, it should be one that you do with others and build community and build friendship. Some of my favorite musical moments have been ones where I'm playing with friends like Tall Sam, like Sammy Miller.
Gotta love Tall Sam.
Ben Flocks. I love these guys. I had such great memories of being in Italy with Sammy Miller and band. And I think that's a beautiful thing you guys are cultivating.
Thank you. Thank you. So thanks so much for being here with us today and answering all of my questions. It was so nice to talk to you and meet you. I'm so excited to see you tonight. For everyone watching, go follow Grace Kelly at G Kelly Music and check out when she'll be in your town more at gracekellymusic.com. Check us out. Give us a follow at Playbook Jazz and on our website. This is Playbook. Check out what we can do for you, for your jazz education, for your students. We offer, like Grace said, a sense of community and joyful jazz learning in the virtual world. Thanks so much again, Grace. It was awesome to talk to you. I'm going to sign off now. All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.